Ethereum, Bitcoin, and the rest of the crypto market are not far away from an explosive start to a bull run, guys. I'm pretty confident I've uncovered some of the breadcrumbs that are being left behind about all of this right now, and there's definitely some time to get excited. Now, I brought you a video on Monday about Ethereum, and obviously the Ethereum news came about the big upgrade, and everyone was really excited. We thought we were going to see a massive pump. Obviously, guys, when you get things that are already expected in the news, they don't pump, right? They do basically nothing because the news is already factored in the price. Okay, so maybe there was a tiny pump where it went from $1,600 all the way up to $1,662 to then just come crashing back down again. There was a big bit of volume that came in here, as you can see with this little white candle here showing big volume of buyers, but actually it's not very big, okay? It's a few people who weren't really smart enough to realize that this was not going to be something that started the Ethereum bull run. I told you that Ethereum was due to return back in towards this pink zone, because previously when we broke out of here, we set this little pattern here, guys. This shows that there's nice consolidation before a big surge towards the upside. That means that buyers are filling their orders, then come back to fill the rest of the orders, and lo and behold, came back again to fill, guess what, more orders. If we come back into this zone again, then it's likely and not certain that we'll be pushing out of this zone. If, however, guys, we fail to hold this support, then we'll come down to the green zone, in which case this is the absolute bottom, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Go away and do your own research. Don't go and bet your house or anything on it, guys, because it could just fall out the bottom of this. You never know with crypto. Things obviously are pretty insane right now. But before we look at the short-term Ethereum price predictions, I want to jump across and look at something really interesting. And that, guys, is over on Bloomberg.com. Just realized there's a fantastic deal for $1.99 for 3 months. I'm not associated with Bloomberg, but if you want to go and check it out, have a look. So just looking at the front page of Bloomberg, you've got the obvious sort of things, the kind of key bits and pieces. Now, crypto, bearing in mind that like 0.03% of the world's banks, etc., have a portion of crypto, right? That's such a tiny, tiny amount of investment. What's really weird is as you come through this page, you see crypto being talked about pretty heavily. So if I control F and look for crypto, guys, you can see crypto is mentioned everywhere. We've got investors who made 1,700% in crypto. You come down here and look at the state of crypto regulations in Singapore. Crypto market caps sink below 1 trillion Bitcoin. More talk of crypto. Guys, why are we seeing so much stuff about crypto on Bloomberg? Well, guys, what you're probably starting to realize is that crypto is very near the bottom. What we've been seeing is a lot of negative talk. Now, why you see this negative talk at the bottom of the market is because they need liquidity. The big banks, big investors need to be able to buy. For them to be able to buy, someone needs to sell. I hope that makes sense. Because otherwise, it massively ramps up the price. It's quite small market caps in general. If you want to be pumping hundreds of billions of dollars potentially into something, then you need people to be selling to give you the liquidity. And the same thing back in November when the markets were at the top, we saw everyone telling you that Ethereum was going to go to like $8,000 and Bitcoin was going to go to $300,000. Obviously, they want you to buy so they can sell. What we're seeing right now is a lot of negative press about crypto on Bloomberg and in general. And before we jump back to the Ethereum chart, this is the US dollar index. And yes, guys, US dollar index is just relentlessly going up and up and up. And it doesn't mean that it's going to go up forever, because you can see this rising wedge is basically going to show that we are probably going to continue for a little bit longer, but ultimately we will eventually run out of time. I feel that this could just be days away for the US dollar. The US dollar is outperforming all markets. If you look across Forex, it's absolutely crazy. The GBP, USD, etc. We've seen the US dollar absolutely booming, but it's finite, guys. That cannot last forever. And when it does tumble, you can see crypto absolutely boom. The big money knows when the market's going to top out for the dollar. The big money knows when crypto is due to get going again, and they want people to sell. So they create these zones. And here we are in Ethereum, guys. You can see this big pink zone getting ready for it. So diving out to the daily chart for Ethereum, probably getting a bit bored of seeing that on this channel, guys, because we have just been looking at the same chart for quite a long time, just seeing this big squeeze continually going down. As I mentioned, guys, where we are right now, we can't drop out the bottom of this because we pretty much would go to zero, right? You can see that the bottom of this chart pattern is pretty much at zero. That to me tells me that at some point we're going to get into this side of the chart pattern, and eventually that's going to mean we're breaking out of it. Now, what I think we're going to see, depending on the US dollar tops out in like the next sort of 7 or so days, then we're probably going to bounce out of this pink one, and then we're going to see push like that. But the US dollar continues to squeeze, guys. We're going to see this. Which one I prefer? Well, personally, I'd probably prefer it to get down here, because then I've got lots of time to be loading up on Ethereum. Not necessarily the biggest problem in the world. But if we have another break beyond this white line and a push, then I think the bull market is soon going to be approaching. I'm not saying the day we get to this yellow line and the day we break out of it is the start of the bull market, but I can imagine that once we get up to here, guys, and we do break, we will be pushing pretty aggressively towards the $2,000 mark in line with this high here. We could well come down for another retest of that level before pushing on. And you can see that pretty much the next zone, or the next few zones that we got to play with, $2,400, obviously an important level. From here, guys, that's a pretty big push, 139%. But I'm pretty confident that by the end of this month, guys, we're going to be breaking out of this line here, and then we could well be starting to push aggressively back towards higher levels. Don't get bought into the hype that Bitcoin, crypto, etc. are dead. When you start seeing news like that, that's when we start to get excited, guys, because there's people who are trying to create that narrative because they want you to take an action which will help them to make money. They want you to sell the market so they can buy it. When everyone tells you the market's going to keep going when it's at the top, guys, that's when you start taking profits, because everyone's trying to get you to buy more so they can sell to you. Buy low, sell high, easy, guys, straightforward, nothing too crazy, although it can get confusing because there's a lot of stuff going on. Hope you enjoyed that Ethereum update today. If you did, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Thank you for doing that. And if you're new to the channel, you want to learn more about Ethereum, then subscribe to the channel. And also go to Bloomberg, get yourself 3 months for $1.99. Bargain. Have a good one, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.